Right, we're on. I'm just back from the Open Championship at Royal Troon. Congratulations, Xander. Now, I took some video footage. I was on the 15th tee for about 19 hours, and I took some video footage and put the swings together. I'd like you to watch something. Just watch this reel right now. Did you see the length of their golf swings? Every golf swing was way shorter than parallel. This was the 15th tee, par 4. These guys are hitting very long irons, 3 woods and drivers. Tiger's swing was on 18. I can't remember where everyone else was. I think it was pretty much all from that one tee. But you could clearly see on every shot that every golf swing was not much longer than there. And as I say, these guys were hitting driver, they were hitting long shots. But this swing was so short. I mean, it was absolutely... I was so impressed when I filmed it and put the video together to see these little short snippets of such short golf swings. Now, how do they control that? It all comes down to a fundamental within the golf swing. Some part of the golf swing that is completely underestimated that you and I don't really focus on way enough. These guys on tour focus on it daily. And that thing that they are focusing on to get that short swing, to push that ball out there as far as they can, is grip. Now, grip videos are boring. It's very boring talking about the golf grip. Of course it is boring. Nobody wants to change their grip. But there's not a change to the grip. It's a pressure that's been applied within the grip at impact, at the top of the swing, post-impact. For this, you need a post-it note and a golf tee. There are 2 pressure points within the golf swing that concern the grip. The last 3 fingers on the lead hand is pressure point number 2. So where the club makes contact with those 3 fingers, in there. And pressure point number 1 is where the lead hand thumb hits the trail thumb. Sorry, where the trail hand hits the lead thumb, there. Where that hand touches that thumb. So that pressure point in there and that pressure point in there. If I take my, let's do this in 2 places. Let's go pressure point number 1 first. So the most common fault is top of the golf swing re-gripping. So the club comes up here and the left hand comes off, lead hand comes off and then re-grips again. That's very common. Also at the top there, pressure point number 2, we get to the top here and this releases slightly, we get all sorts of things and then we get back in there. I've exaggerated that, but there is a slight movement there, but definitely there. That needs to stay in, that needs to stay in. For me personally, it's the trail thumb on top of the lead thumb. That's the most important. Let's start off with pressure point number 2. All I'm going to do is take my tee, place it in here, lead hand on the club, place the tee in there. I'm going to maintain that. In there, right behind the grip, bingo, and maintain that. Up the top of my swing, maintain that all the way, the top, impact and beyond. So it's post-impact as well. There, when I finish my golf swing, my tee is still in place. At the top of my swing, my tee must have been in place as well. And I've got a much more secure hold on that golf club. However, as I mentioned, see this little line here, round the thumb there, that your lead thumb sits in there. That should just sit in there nicely and then grip the club. So that pressure point, that should be comfortable. We shouldn't be round here not having that connection. That connection needs to be made. So that lead trail hand, it sits more on top, grips more there. Get that connection, that relationship in there and maintain that. Now this is going to change your golf swing. Grab your post-it note, tear it off, fold it in half. This is not a magic trick. Well, it's a magic trick. Place that in there, like so, and then just take your grip. Excellent. Post-it notes in there. It's going to stay in there for the whole swing, combined with the tee in the butt end. Tee in the butt end, post-it note in hand, on that lifeline, on that line with my thumb, there. Connection now made. Now just drag a ball over, because I've got myself in this position. From there, now when I get to the top of my swing, there's less chance of cupping, less chance of bowing, less chance of too much hinge, less chance of left wrist breaking, left elbow breaking, because I'm much more in control of the golf club. I'm actually holding the golf club securely, not tight, but securely for the entire swing. You see a lot of guys, I was watching Adam Scott at the Genesis Scottish Open, he'd put his left hand on and he'd go in here like this with driver. He wouldn't move that left hand. Stenson does that, Matt Fitzpatrick does that. And then the trail hand is placed on immaculately. So much work goes into the hold on the golf club there. Now when I take the club back, I feel a little bit more wooden. There's less movement, there's very little movement up there. So much easier to keep things nice and uniform. So there, great straight shot. I'm sure length of swing, you guys will be able to tell. My length of swing was pretty good. I've got 7 iron here, because let's be honest, everyone practices with 7 iron. Huge mistake. And I'm not losing any distance there. It encourages my body to turn more because my hands and arms are doing less. So my connection with pressure point number 1, trail hand on top of lead hand. So I'm almost squeezing that lead thumb into the grip a fraction. And then pressure point number 2, the last 3 fingers of the lead hand, they're all staying in place. I'm there. Look. Feels great. Let me just do that again. That one went to the right and hit the trees. I would encourage you to re-grip after every shot. Now I'm just keeping my hands in place for the purpose of the video. Yeah, it's good. It's good. In fact, I'm going to re-grip for my sanity. I've gripped onto that too long, too tight. So in there. You don't have to grip tightly, you just don't have to not let go. And in there, great. Then from there, just your normal swing, but you'll feel it's reduced, more wooden. In we go. Lovely, re-grip again. It'll feel very different. I'll be honest, it will feel very different. Because you're so used to this freedom at the top. None of those guys on those swings that I showed you had any freedom at the top. They were secure at the top, not tight, not wooden, but secure at the top. They were in place. And of course, it feels as though the range of motion is less because there's less moving. So less moving parts, as I've always mentioned, is a good thing. Which now, it's asking the body to turn a little bit more to increase the range of motion. Incredible. I feel more. I feel like Hovland. I feel like DeChambeau. Because I've no longer got in here and tried to do what I'd normally do. I'm there, turn there, and I'm much more secure with a much better hold on the golf club. When you try it, take these out of play. So hit a ball with that in there, take a ball without them, back to it, out, back, out, and just continue to do that until it starts to feel normal. But if it feels normal too quickly, then that is also a problem. Because then you've probably gone back to where you were before. Yeah, so this time here I'm going to feel, okay, imagine that tee's in there, imagine that post-it note's in there. Great, I'm up to here, that's as far back as I'm going to go. It's as far back as it'll let me without having to add extra. So I'm there. And these are alright, you know, there's nothing. That one there was a little bit heavy, a little bit funky. This one here will be good. So I would then put my apparatus back in there, my post-it note and my tee. There. There, a little bit heavy again, just to try and get used to it. But I'm not bothered, let me get this back in. Always keep the bad shots in there. That's part of practice. I hit them bad deliberately, just to let you see. There, now I've got my stuff in there, now it feels different. There. Better. Much better. Remove it all. Set it up there. Good. Watch the length of swing. Watch the flat left wrist. Brilliant. Love it. Try that. Okay, I hit a couple of funky ones towards the end there. I will lose zero sleep over that. Because I understand the process, I understand where I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to make my swing much more compact. Less input, greater output. I'm not putting as much moving parts in, but getting a better result in the long run. If you find a golf tip that works for you and then it stops working for you, you try something else. Stick with what works initially because it's going to continue to work. You have to go through the process. Faldo took 2 years changing his golf swing. He was winning 3 to 5 tournaments a year, changed his swing and went 2 years and won pretty much 0. Then at the back end of it, he wins 6 majors, 6 jackets and 6 jugs. Wow. If you want to hit your driver better, click that little video you see on the screen right now. Also check out my website, Eureka Golf Swing. And of course, subscribe. Click the like button. That's just as important as anything. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.